To our daily show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. 9:19, that is the time on this 25th day of October. It makes it a Wednesday morning in the heart of the Riverbend. Tim Borman on the line now. Al's Club Fall Festival taking place November the 4th. How are we doing, man?
I'm doing very well, CJ. How are you doing?
Oh, hanging in there. I almost treat this, I always tell people, it's like one of those classes, one morning show at a time,
That's right. That's right. Each day's anew.
That's right, man. How's everything been over at the Al's Club? Pretty good?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been very good.
Awesome. And then I'm always loving to talk about the Fall Festival. This is coming up on November 4th. And I remember you and I were talking a couple of weeks ago. There's a new band going to be playing?
Yeah, we've got HOOKIE playing for us this year.
That's great. And how did that come about? Are they Al's Club members, or was that something that was just kind of floated and that kind of took?
Now I've become friends with each one of the guys. Just kind of follow them around in the area. They do such a good job, and just over the years, I've gotten to know them a little bit. And last year, I asked them if they had interest, and worked with Graham and got it booked.
That's great. Well, and it's always a great time. The Fall Festival is a great way for people to go out and really just experience the Al's Club. And this is completely open to the public, correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's open to the public. It's $15 a person or $20 for a couple. Doors open 5:30.
And how long does the event last till? Is this until 10 or 11?
Yeah, it goes till midnight.
Oh, wow. I'm getting old.
So yeah, that's right. Now the band will play they'll play from 8 to midnight. And each hour they'll take a break, and we'll do drawings and what have you in between.
Really cool. And with that being said, Tim, what goes into this type of planning? Because you guys at the Al's Club, one or a couple of times a year, you open the doors to the public where people can go in and really just kind of enjoy it. How much preparation work goes into this now? Is it become almost like second nature, where it's like, we're about 2 months out, time to get things rolling, or is this something you plan out?
Yeah, a little bit. We try to keep it on the radar each meeting that we get together. Obviously, December and January and February, it's far enough out in the distance. But in about May timeframe, we start talking about it. Just ideas for food, bands. You got to get them booked that far out. So as soon as we can come to terms with who we'd like to have and get in touch with them, so you can lock that date in. And then it's just kind of a monthly recurrence kind of thing. We try to get our raffle tickets in-house by August, so that we can get them out to our members and get the sales started. So,
and with that being said, what type of food are we having? Is this going to be in-house service, or are we getting somebody catering in?
No, we'll do it in-house again. We find out that just works better for us. It's the board of directors collaborate, and we'll be doing the cooking. We're doing barbecue pork steaks again, fettuccine Alfredo, and salad and beans and fixings and all that good stuff.
Well, and you know what's funny? I was actually going to mention this to you on the phone. I was over at Johnson's. It was like a couple of weeks after the Fall Festival, and I was just hearing somebody, I'm trying to remember who, but they were bragging about the food and how great it was, because I thought, I always like catering, but it's always great to know how many talented cooks and things that you guys have over in that club, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a good group of us that do cooking on the side here and there. So, and it's always better for us from a financial standpoint to do it in-house if we can, rather than catering, because catering can get really expensive really quick.
Yeah, and then you got to, make sure you're selling 400 tickets to pay the catering bill, another 500, right, to make sure all that stuff gets taken in.
All that stuff.
Well, and Tim, you've had the tenure that you've had with parties and putting things on for the public, it's definitely there. What makes, a Fall Festival a little bit different, or something that, makes you just excited about? Is there something a little bit different than all the other parties and events that you put on in the past that makes Fall Festival so fun?
It's just a different party from the other things that I'm involved with. This is the only one that we do at the Al's Club that is kind of a party for the Al's Club. They do a raffle in a different way. with items. It's kind of like a silent auction, but instead they have paper bags that you put your raffle ticket into for an item. And then throughout the night, we'll draw a ticket out of each bag. So if it's something that you're really interested in, rather than having just a grand raffle where you buy your tickets and then maybe you win something, and it might end up being something that you don't want, like if you have something to do with golf and you're not a golfer. This way you can see a prize, and if it's something that interests you, you can put one or as many tickets you want into that specific item. So
now,
it's kind of neat in that way.
That's really, and now on top of that, Tim, I got to ask you, because, I'm one of those people that's an impulse shopper. So are we going to get to see all the items that are available at one time? So that way I'm not going, man, I just put all my damn tickets. Now I got to get more.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, right. Well, everything will be, it's a busy night. We usually have a really good crowd. And so it's not a lot of space for display, but every prize will be sitting out along the perimeter of the banquet room, so you can walk through, and there's no hurry to drop your tickets in. So you've got time to walk the whole line and see what you like and see what you don't, and decide where you'd like to place your tickets.
And how long do the drawings go on for? Do you draw those the following day, or do you draw them that evening?
We draw them that day.
Oh,
Every
nice.
drawing is done that night. Yeah. So our biggest drawing, we have a raffle. It's $1 a ticket or 6 tickets for $5, and the top prize is $500.
I'm in.
Second place is $250, and then there's a third place $100 prize. And so those are the tickets that we sell throughout the months leading up to the event, and then we'll have tickets to sell that night. Probably somewhere in one of the band breaks, we'll be drawing those prizes. And then we'll have raffle prizes for like a lotto tree or maybe a money tree or something like that. Individual prizes, possibly a 50-50 drawing, and things of that sort.
So
on top of the individual items.
That's really cool. I mean, that's a really big. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have my attention focused for that long if I have to keep, because there's so much going on, and that's what makes this event so fun. I mean, you got baskets, you got the dollar tickets for that $500 top prize, and the lottery tree. And what I love is, I don't know, were you around for the invention of the lottery tree? I mean that seriously. A couple of years ago, I stumbled across my first one, and I went, "This is a genius idea." And I never win a lottery tree. I always lose out to somebody, but I'm a good second place finish, Second
place every time, right? To be honest with you, I don't remember the first time that I saw one. And if I think about it, it was probably one of the Fall Fests. I know we've been doing that for quite a few years, and it's typically just a member or two will just pitch in money to buy, say $100 worth of scratchers and put that on a tree and raffle it off for $1 a ticket.
Well, and with that being said, too, a perfect segue. I was going to ask about the members' involvement in this. Is this all hands on deck type of event where everyone's kind of lending a hand where they can?
For the most part, it is. It's kind of like the board of directors. It's their party to throw on, their responsibility to organize, and so we enlist as many people as we can to help us out. I'll be running around making sure that the bar's good, making sure the food's getting cooked and served, and emceeing the event. And I've got a couple of board members will be outside cooking the pork steaks. We've got a member and his wife will be in the kitchen, and any help that he can have. We're going to have members running around selling tickets, working the door, bar backing, bartending. It's all over the place. Yeah.
Right on. And that's what makes, honestly, that's the best part of going to events whenever I get to go and after an interview and I stop in, because that's the time that I get to relax and see everybody in their controlled chaos environment, making sure everything's working, firing off right, making sure that everything's running the way it should. And it shows you, too, just how committed everyone is to making sure that the event goes off without a hitch. And I think that's why it keeps growing year after year, Yeah,
I wish I could tell you how many years we've been doing this down at the House Club. I know it's well over 30 years. I've been a member for 32 years now. Grew up there, and my dad was involved. My grandfather was involved, so it's been a part of my life since I can remember. And I always remember Dad talking about Fall Fest. That night was Fall Fest, and so on and so forth. So I wouldn't be surprised to find out that it was been going on longer than I've been alive.
Wow. I mean, that's incredible. And it's always cool to see the generations like yourself, Dad being there, and then now here you are, and then hopefully a next generation, continuing those traditions and keeping the Owls Club going. I think that's what makes it really special too, man. I really mean that.
Yeah. I've already told my son that he's becoming a member.
I love it. Hey, what time does Hookie start playing on the 4th?
So HOOKIE will take the stage at 8:00 and start playing. If you're familiar with them, they are a fantastic group of guys. Ray, Mikey, and Graham, they do such a great job, just the three of them. So much sound comes out of the three of them. It's fantastic. But they'll be carrying us through the night.
Nice. So they're playing 8 to midnight, huh?
Yes.
There you
8
go.
to midnight. They'll start at 8:00. And like I said, we'll take breaks in between intervals so that we can draw prizes.
Well, and I also like the fact that you're giving us, about 2.5 hours before the music starts. Event, opens at 5:30. That gives you time to kind of get your food going, make sure you're seeing all the prizes and things that you want to put your tickets in, and then you can enjoy, maybe have 4 or 5, maybe 9 Coors Lights and just enjoy the evening.
That's right. That's right. Or 12 or 15. It just depends on
whenever you lose
stressful
count.
That's right. Yeah. We'll start serving food probably really quick after 6, maybe 6:15 by 6:30. It's a lot of people to get through the line, so with plenty of time. Full service bar. We'll even have a bar that sells beer in the corner. We've got 2 ladies that help us out every year that'll be running around as waitresses. But it gives everybody time to get a drink, get some food, fill their bellies, and then 8:00 we'll kick it off.
That's awesome. It's going to be a hell of an event, man. It really is, because you got the traditions, the legacies of the Owls Club. You got some great band playing, great food, great prizes. And then what part of the night for you, Tim, is it where you get to kind of take the breath, where all right, the hard work's over, we're on cruise control until midnight?
Once the band starts.
There you go.
You get the prizes set up and get all that squared away, and food prep, and make sure that pray that there's enough, and get people in, get people fed, and everybody's happy, and we'll start drawing prizes. And once that band starts, then it's kind of like, okay, now everybody's got something to focus on and get up and dance and have a good time, and gives me an opportunity to go check and make sure everything's good. So
100%. And then, Tim, with tickets, are they just day of tickets? There's no pre-register or pre-sale or anything like that?
No pre-sale. So all the tickets, all the entry in the event is the day of the event. So
perfect. And that's $15 if you're just tuning in, folks. $15 per person, or if you're a couple, $20 for couple tickets. And that includes the food and all of that, right? Or is that just entry?
Yeah, that's the food. You get 5 or 6 raffle tickets to start with, and then the bar is cash bar.
That's still a hell of a ticket price for that. That food alone, you're paying $25-$30 in a restaurant.
Sure.
And then
for a couple.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Well, and on top of that, Tim, am I forgetting anything about Fall Fest? Because I want to make sure we get out all the details. This is coming up right around the corner on November the 4th. And what I like about this, Tim, the most is that this is the first time in 2 weeks I've talked something that didn't have the word Halloween in front of it. You know that?
Yeah, get us past that season for sure. No, I think we've covered everything. I had some notes, and we've touched on those. So, because there were a few things last year that I wasn't 100% accurate on, so I was kind of vague about them. But this year, I think we've got it all covered.
And it's just going to make for a great November the 4th. And I got to ask you, are we going to have Are we doing a Borman's Bash this year? Borman Brothers Bash this year coming up?
The Bash is always in the summer.
Oh, that's what I thought. So we are planning one though for 2024. Okay, sure. I couldn't let you go without giving me that answer.
Yeah, that's right. We've got them probably planning 2025s if we're not careful.
Tim Borman, man, thank you so much for your time. I hope that Fall Fest goes off without a hitch, and I'll see you down there for a few hours, to say the least. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to November the 4th.
Well, thank you, CJ. I appreciate your time.
No problem. We'll take a quick break here. 9:35 is the time on this 25th day of October. A quick break. Daily Show on a Wednesday comes back to you next.